and welcome to MOB Stage Points video. Today we're going to be talking about business etiquette and basically the definition, why it's important, and certain business etiquette rules that I feel are very important. So let's start with what is business etiquette. Business etiquette refers to the requirements and expectations of social and business behavior, practices and conducts that are prescribed by social convention and a code of ethical behavior. What basically this can be summarized into is these are a set of behaviors, rules, practices that are commonplace and expected or greatly encouraged in any business practice. Just like eating and dining and even dinners have their own etiquettes and practices, business also has its own. So now we're going to talk about why it's important. Usually business etiquette is useful because it creates a professional environment. That's number one. Whenever you're doing business, you need a professional environment. I'm not saying that it has to be stuffy, I'm not saying that it has to be uptight, but you can have a cordial environment while still keeping it professional. This professional attitude also leads on to the number two, which is to create an atmosphere of mutual basic respect. Basically, you respect me, I respect you. Why is this important? Because when you are coming to each other in a polite, respectable way, it makes things flow more smoothly. Next, it improves communication. When you are speaking respectfully to each other, politely to each other, we communicate more. We're able to speak more. We're able to, tell each other what we need in a more polite and efficient way. It also makes everyone participating with you feel better. When everybody feels respected, they're going to feel better and business is going to flow better. They're also going to give you more benefits. That's another important thing. Business etiquette, being polite, being respectful, brings benefits in life. We can see it in any general setting. It doesn't only have to be business. Being respectful brings benefits. Proper etiquette also makes people comfortable with you. And what do I mean? You're respectable, you're polite with me, we can communicate. Obviously, I'm going to be more relaxed, I'm going to be comfortable with you, I'm going to be more at ease with you. And lastly, it shows that you value others and you value yourself. Self-respect is a very important and attractive trait in anyone. Whether in business, in leadership, in any relationship, you have self-respect, it gives you more authority, it gives you more value, and it also shows that you value the other person when you're able to respect them. Now, certain business ethical rules we're going to be talking about. We're not going to talk about all of it in one video, but we're going to see how far we can reach. So number one, pay attention to names. Now, when someone meets you, they say, hello, my name is, for instance, my name is Sharon Olabidwe. And when I come in like that, it is polite for you to be able to know my name, use my name, and remember it as we continue forward. So far, some people don't pay attention when someone has introduced themselves, and it might seem a bit rude to always go, sorry, what's your name again? However, it's still better than forgetting their names. And now, using their name also fosters a comfortable feeling, a respectable feeling, like, okay, this person took the time to not only listen to me, but remember a little detail about me. However vague it is, but this is a little detail that you remembered. And now, while using names that are very important, I think there's some things we should note, which is, don't be careless and butcher someone's name. We come from different societies, different cultures. Names are going to be hard for you to pronounce. If you can't pronounce it, don't butcher it. Try gently to pronounce their name. For instance, if you cannot pronounce Olasukomi, don't go and say Olashukomi. No, you're going to go Olasukomi. Even if you're saying it slowly, try. Just try, don't butcher it. And if you cannot pronounce it, don't invent nicknames. That is one thing people forget. Somebody's name is going to be called, Simi, and they don't want to be called Mimi. Maybe to them it's too childish. They are here for a professional meeting and then you're calling them Mimi. They didn't give you the right, they didn't allow you to do so. If you want to use a short form, ask. And if the name is also too long or too hard to pronounce, ask for another name or ask them if there's a shorter, more easier version for them to pronounce. This is also to show that, yes, I respect you, I want to know what's comfortable with you. And lastly, when in doubt, if you cannot remember the name, I implore you, please, don't guess. Guessing makes it worse because 9 times out of 10, you're going to forget. Sasha sounds like Sharon. Sarah sounds like Sharon. don't call the person the wrong name because it seems as if you were not paying attention to them at all and it undoes all your work. Instead, call them sir. At least that one sounds very respectable. It shows that, okay, even if you give me your name, I still want to respect you, put you on a higher pedestal. Number 2 etiquette rule, basic business etiquette rule, is to greet everyone. I know that people will complain, okay, I'm walking down the street from them and they will always say, I greeted this person didn't greet me back. It doesn't matter. You are here to do business. The rule, the customer is always right. Yeah, take it a step further. Greet them. Even if they don't answer you, greet them. Show that you are polite. Just because someone doesn't answer you doesn't mean you have to stop being good, stop being polite just because someone else wasn't to you. You're being polite because it's your nature. You're not doing that just to get a response. So greet. Always be respectable. Greet whoever you see. Even if the person is your age mate or looks younger than you. Okay, the person is older than you. Good morning, ma. Good morning, sir. The person is your age mate. Good morning, good morning. Still call them ma, sir. If they obviously look younger than you. Good morning, little girl. Good morning, sir. Hello, how are you? Just saying that is very polite. Doesn't matter the age. It makes people feel like, okay, this person is polite. This person respects me. And that is what business etiquette is about. Fostering respect and showing that you respect your customers. That's number 2. Number 3, handshakes. Now, I understand that certain cultures do not agree with handshakes. Maybe certain situations, we've seen COVID right now. You couldn't shake people, that's fine. But in a certain way, you shake people and their culture doesn't forbid it. By the way, that's another thing. Keep in mind their culture. Certain cultures do not allow the opposite sex to shake each other. That's fine. You need to know at least the background of the person, and whenever you want to shake them, you reach out your hand. If the person backs away or raises their hand, you be polite about it. You don't need to feel insulted or anything. They are customers, they are all people. You don't know where they are coming from, you don't know their beliefs. So whenever you reach out your hand and they refuse, just nod your head at them and move on. Move on with the conversation. If they do reach out their hand to shake you, then please keep it brief. Nobody wants to hold on to your sweating hand for the next 5 minutes while you're talking them, and they don't want you to hold their hand and then put your other hand on it. You keep it brief. You keep a firm, not too tight, not too loose, a firm handshake for about 3 seconds, no more than 5. In that time you should be able to say, good afternoon, my name is this, what's your name? Your handshake should not last longer than that conversation. That's at least a rule of thumb anyway. And also, always consider the place you're in. If there are many people that you cannot shake, because if there are going to be about 10 people now, you cannot shake each and every one of them, please just nod your head. You don't always have to shake. It's respectable, but you don't always have to do it. By the way, when you're shaking, make brief eye contact. It's very respectable. You don't want to look like a coward. When you shake someone's hand, you make brief eye contact. You don't stare into their eyes. They are not your lover. You make brief eye contact and then you move on. Number 4 rule is give cues to show that you're paying attention. When somebody is explaining something to you, you're not just going to stare blankly at them and do like this. No. You're going to go, I see. Yes. And then sometimes if there's space for you to chime in without interrupting your guest, please acknowledge what they have said, comment something whether I agree, I disagree. You comment as in go on. Oh yes, I see. Oh, I see what you mean right there. Little cues to show that yes, you're paying attention. But if you're silent all through, it doesn't come off as respectful. It comes off as if you're not paying attention, and it might make the other person feel as if they're talking for too long, especially when they want to give you some information. Number 5 will be to introduce others. When you are in a setting and you're meeting somebody else, sometimes you're meeting a client and you want to, for instance, we are a fashion house. If there's a client that needs a specific designer and the designer is with me, the client is there. If I know the designer, don't know the client, after the client has introduced themselves or I've introduced myself to the client, I'm going to introduce the designer. Hello, my name is Sharon. I am the manager here. Good afternoon, Miss Sarah. This right here is going to be our designer, Mr. Nojem. And we are hoping that you guys will be able to communicate and reach mutual satisfaction. You always introduce the person at your side, because once you have taken the position of host, they can't just chime in and introduce. Etiquette demands that once somebody is with you, you introduce them to the other person. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be very detailed, it just has to be brief. This is so person, this is what they do, depending on what situation you're in. If it's now in a business setting, this is so person, this is their position in my company, business, or whatever. And number 6, that will be the last for this video, sending thank you notes. Whenever you've done something for them, especially as a client, as a business, you've done something for the customer, provided a need, a service, a good, it's very nice to send a thank you note. If they patronized you, basically when someone patronizes you, they're taking a chance on you. If you can't send them a thank you note, if they've made inquiries, tell them thank you for your time, thank you for your inquiry, thank you for listening to me. It's always just polite. And when sending a thank you note, please be short, be brief, don't be too explicit, don't be too casual. Short, brief. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for this big purchase. Thank you for patronizing us. Thank you for coming to our shop. Thank you for taking the time with us. We appreciate you. Thank you notes send a little bit of appreciation, and it also leaves a mark in your customer's mind, in their heart, basically. This person appreciated me. I took the chance with them, I was satisfied, and they still appreciated me even though they satisfied me. It shows politeness, it shows care, and it shows value. I hope with this little points we've learned a lot more about business etiquette.